there, again, and welcome back to our classroom, our makeshift learning center, our world of knowledge, whatever you want to call it, or some empty room at an unknown location with a flag in it. An unknown location. So, what is this video going to be about? And yes, good afternoon as well. This one is another activity. So, in the other videos, we did the interviews about work, because work is a huge part of our lives. We spend a ton of time working. We spend a lot of time sleeping. You're supposed to spend 8 hours of sleep. I don't do that. Look at these lines and bags under my eyes. It's terrible. It's not good. I need to get those 8 hours of sleep somehow. Reorganize my time management. But you guys as well, we're supposed to be getting those 8 hours, 8 hours of sleep. So that's like a third of your life you're asleep. But another huge chunk is work. So 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours working or studying in your case if you're a student. Some of you might work even more. I used to work 12 hours at a time, 12-hour shifts. That might sound inhumane to you, but it's not. People do that all the time. Nurses and other similar workers, doctors, cleaning staff. Well, I'm talking about the hospital workers, but there are factory workers too that do 12 hours. I once knew someone that did 36 hours, but they had breaks, of course, and the company fed them. I mean, that's something, but still, they should have gotten a bonus for that. 36 hours. Because that's a day and a half, 36 hours at your job. It's prison, basically. So, what are we doing? Investigative journalism was the last thing, where we are going to investigate or look for something, learn about it, and come back and tell the rest of our classmates or people what's happening, what's going on with that issue. So, climate change or clean water, that's a problem. We can't just drink the ocean water because it's too salty. If we could drink ocean water, it wouldn't be a problem, but we need to drink fresh water. So, and the plastic bottle companies, Nestle and all those companies, they're sucking up the spring water and the good stuff. The rest of us, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. But yeah, there's another thing to investigate. The clean drinking water. How much of it is left? You know, and this is another tangent. I read recently that they are now trading clean water stocks on the stock market. So water is now an asset that you can trade and make money off of. You can make even more money off of water. And it rains. So this is a strange, or it's an interesting concept. Fascinating. We can capture the rainwater and sell it to people and make tons of money. There aren't a lot of downsides when you say it like I've just said it in the same manner, but when you think that we all need water, like it's not optional, you can't say, well, I'm going to just drink Coca-Cola my whole life and not choose water. Well, besides diabetes, you should probably have more variety than just Coca-Cola. The taste in your mouth, after a while you won't like Coca-Cola anymore. But anyways, because we spent 5 minutes on that review, the next thing is a debate. And it's going to be a controlled debate. So we're not going to shout at each other like we're in some parliament, like, oh my goodness, like, ah, la, 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 la. That program you proposed is so awful, and people are applying who don't qualify for it, and on and on and on. No, we're not going to have that sort of debate. We're going to have a controlled debate where one side is going to have their ideas and are going to back it up with details, and the other side, I'll go to the other side. Here I am. Whoa, what just happened? I changed sides. Here I am. So the other side is going to give the other perspective, the other point of view. So, what are some examples? When I was a student, a big one was uniforms, school uniforms. Because I went to a school where we didn't have uniforms. We just wore whatever we wanted to as long as it was appropriate. What does that mean? Well, basically, you couldn't go to school in your swimsuit or stuff like that. Yeah, that's basically it. You couldn't go to school like you were going to the beach. So the guidelines were pretty wide. So, uniform, the one side can say, oh, I think it's great because, and the other side can say, no, people should be able to express themselves with their clothing or whatever, okay? And you find some support details and talk about that. Another thing, like I gave you examples when we talked about investigative journalism, but another possibility is the whole vegan, vegetarian, meat eating stuff. So I'm just going to say vegan, but there's vegetarians, there's people that eat meat, and yeah, there's that whole controversy over how much pollution the farmers make with their cows and the poultry and factory farming and the treatment of animals. Like, animals aren't just pet rocks. If you kick a rock, it won't cry, but if you kick a chicken, that's something completely different. So there's a lot to discuss about the treatment of animals and how we survive and whether we even need meat. There's a plant-based company called Beyond Meat. If you're doing the investigative journalism project, you can look them up and share some details about that. But they're making meat patties, but plant-based. So it's close to a hamburger, but not exactly. So they're trying to replace the meat that we eat with the same taste, but through using plants. Beyond Meat is the company. So that's a neat tangent that I went on, but let's go back to debates. So, uniform, vegan, what's another one? Number 3. Okay, so how about school meals was the other one, but these are like classic debate topics. You guys can be more creative. Go to your teachers and get your ideas approved, and you can have a debate about whatever you want. These are just classic debate topics that I'm giving you. So, school meals. And at my school, we had, there was a lot of pizza, French fries, like they had juice boxes. Oh, they weren't really healthy, nutritious meals. So the one side could be, oh yeah, let the kids eat whatever they want. Like, that's great. You should be able to eat McDonald's at school. And the other side, let's walk to the other side together. The other side can be, no, the school should invest in fruit even though it's expensive. They should buy vegetables even though they're probably expensive. And they should have a nice balanced meal for the kids. And that helps promote learning, that helps them stay awake, it helps them grow and develop properly. on and on and on. And the other people on the other side, going to the other side, they can say, but that food is disgusting. Cauliflower is gross and broccoli is green. That is not a good argument, by the way, that we should not eat vegetables at school because broccoli is green. So right there, you can see where the teacher might take points off if you say we shouldn't eat broccoli because it's green. Those points don't connect. As a professor would say, correlation does not mean causation. Or just because something is green does not mean it's unhealthy for you. Okay? Well, it depends, case by case. If your hamburger is green, walk away from it quickly. Just leave it or throw it away if it's green. But if it's a vegetable, that's fine. Vegetables are supposed to be green. Okay? So, that's what we're doing. Debates. I went over the 10-minute mark. This is not good. This is not good. I need to practice more. Depending on how many videos I do, 10 minutes is what I'm aiming for with the reported speech and the rest of the videos for the thesis project, but as well with the other English topics that we do together. 10 minutes, and we're over time. So here we're trying to have a friendly debate for about 3 minutes with supporting details. Okay? And also give examples, okay? So there's a tiny bit of research, a tiny bit, but I can't imagine that this would take you more than 10 minutes or 20 minutes tops if you're a real go-getter and you all love these videos that I'm making. If you're a fan of these videos and you want to see more, you should tell me in person or send me a message somehow. Reach out to your teacher and tell me. Maybe I can recruit some local people. I don't know. I'd have to speak Spanish with them. The people I have here aren't very communicative in English, but oh well. It would be a bilingual video if I used the locals here where I live. But if I used the people at the school in these videos, then it would be all in English. So, examples. So, have more than one example. Okay, so if you're talking about unhealthy food that's delicious, talk about the pizza from Pizza Delight, or talk about burgers from McDonald's and how popular McDonald's is and how much money McDonald's is making, and all that money just shows how successful the food from McDonald's is, and we should be doing successful things together because we want to be successful, right? If you think like a successful person, you'll be successful and you'll feel successful. Those thoughts, feelings, and actions. And the other side would say that's not right. Like, you're going to have a heart attack. If you keep eating McDonald's, you will have a heart attack. And because we have a public health care system, it's going to cost us all. So once in a while, fine, keep eating your French fries, but otherwise, why don't you have some variety in your life? Eat those blueberries, maybe mix them in your ice cream. Ice cream and strawberries and blueberries. Okay? So, those specific words, specific types of fruit, specific types of junk food, maybe specific people who are vegans or vegetarians. Talk about your mom if she's a vegan for whatever reason. I don't know, she watched this horrible documentary about cows in Andalusia and it scarred her for life psychologically, and that's why she's a vegetarian. I don't know. You'll have to tell me when you see me next, okay? So I hope you like that, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.